Dan Larson here, and I'm at the photo booth with some stuff I picked up at the flea market. You know, a lot of times you get same people every week selling same old stuff. They're there every week trying to sell it's beat up, it's broken, there's no accessories, and they never turn that inventory over. The better ones, the tables that I prefer are people who are just setting up for the first time, or they're trying to move their whole collection, and this is like the first time they've made any attempt to sell anything anywhere. So the stuff is generally in better condition, and it's a lot of times it's bagged and has the accessories and stuff with it, sometimes even the instructions. And the sooner you can get there, the better. But you never know when somebody's going to be setting up. It's the kind of thing where I go to the flea markets every week, and occasionally you get lucky and somebody's setting up with new stuff. And I'm also lucky enough that there's lots of flea markets in my area, but there's almost always somebody who gets there before you. Today, obviously, a guy was unloading some Batman collection stuff, and I have to assume there was some better stuff there that I missed. For the most part, I didn't pay that much for this stuff, but in front here we got Bob the Goon from the 1989 Batman. In fact, well, no, actually, he's not from the 89 movie, but he's from the 89 movie, and he's got a kick feature, which I'm actually surprised. It's really, really touchy. Oh, there it goes. And I'm surprised that it's staying down enough for me to even stand up the figure. But he's doing all right. I think he's supposed to have a hat and a gun. Didn't have the hat and the gun, but otherwise he's in very good condition. I'm surprised I haven't owned him before. A couple other Batman movie items. I'm going to assume these are all from 92. They're all from Batman Returns. And then, of course, you got these are all Applause. This is Applause. Got another. Actually, I want to say these two are from. I should have checked this stuff before I started rolling. These are from. I can't see the date, but I remember all this stuff coming out. Nothing was bigger than Batman in '89. It was the, first real successful superhero movie to hit, and the character just blew up. Everybody had a Batman t-shirt, everybody had Batman stuff. It was insane. It was all over the place. And even little collectibles like these were just highly desirable, and everybody wanted Batman stuff. The Adam West TV show was back on TV, and just it was absolutely insane. So these are all little trinkety nostalgia kind of things that I'm sure I had them all back in the day too. Robin goes with Batman here, obviously. And then I don't even know, I don't know if these were. Oh, that's 88. That's a little bit earlier. Lots of cool little things. These two Jokers. I think this is the movie Joker with his hat, and he had the flower squirting. That's why I think it's the movie one. But then this one, he's got a real. This one is not 90. Okay, yeah. So between the two movies, I'm not a big Joker fan, but I just grabbed basically all these Batman figures were all in like 2 bags, and I just grabbed all this stuff, hoping that accessories and everything would be in there. So I got those guys. We also got Robins back here, a couple of Robins. This is not, so there was a Superpowers Riddler Penguin. He's in pretty good shape, missing a little bit of paint, but he's got his umbrella, and this is pretty chewed up on the end, but it's there, and that's a good thing. And I've been able to, I've never had, oh, he's missing his tails, I just realized that. I've never been able to put together a big collection of superpower stuff. Batman, Robin, Superman, Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern, Flash, Hawkman. Maybe I have more than I think I do. This Robin is not from Superpowers. This is from a year or two later when they were just putting out essentially the DC superheroes. The molds are very similar, but it's actually a different line of stuff. He should have had his snap-on cape too. This Robin is just a terrible car accident of a thing. It's nice that he has the two-toned cape here. This is obviously the Tim Drake Robin, but this flat top is just goodness gracious. I mean, it's all 90s, and I gotta say, I don't hate this suit. I didn't, at the time, it didn't feel like the traditional Robin suit, but that suit is definitely. I didn't hate it then. I don't hate it now. It's not a bad suit. I'm not a big Batman fan, but, you know, sometimes you're there, you're at the flea market, you're like, I got money, and this is all that's really here, so I gotta buy this stuff. So between this, and this was, I actually already had this one. He was in this bag of stuff, too. I call him Cosplay Batman, because it just, goodness gracious, he just looks terrible. But it's one of those things that, it looks so bad that I love it. Just his giant oven mitt, gloves here, and just the ill-fitting, helmet. It is endeared itself to me now from its ridiculousness. But the key piece here, so there was Applause, this giant Applause one, which, but if I back him up a little bit here, not the best likeness in the world, but, you know, it's got the cloth cape, and you just don't see a lot of the Batman Returns Penguin stuff, so I had to grab that. Probably use a little cleaning on the jacket there. But the best piece there was the Play Arts Kai. And this is why I think that there was other better stuff that I probably missed. You don't just see a Play Arts Kai. It's not your average collector, you know, buying this kind of stuff, or that, you know, you would see this from. So I have to assume there was other stuff, you know, maybe some other Arkham Asylum stuff, modern figures that went along with this, and whoever beat me to it got all the good stuff, and I got this one. Still, you know, I know that Play Arts Kai is a great line that a lot of people like. Obviously, Batman's a character that people like. This, me personally, this does nothing for me. I bought it because I've never had a Play Arts Kai figure before, and I really wanted to be able to put my hands on it and play with the joints and see how the cape works. And, you know, this is an interesting sort of two-piece cape with hinges in the back that are sort of tucked under there, hidden under there, which is neat. It's a neat approach. You don't see that. That's not a very common approach for things, but just the proportions and you know, I didn't play any of the Arkham series of games, so I know that this is how he looked, and it just doesn't appeal to me aesthetically. But obviously, I'm in the minority there. It's obviously a very popular game, very popular style. And for me, Batman, I prefer him less armored, you know, like I feel like the more armor he has on top of him, the more it takes away from his skill and his training and all that stuff. I prefer him to not have to rely on, you know, I want him to be able to be smart enough to get out of the way of the bullets and the knives and not have to actually get shot in the chest and, you know, be protected because he was wearing 3 inches of Kevlar. But this is the, you know, more classic colored suit here. And there's just something about, like, I don't like the way the cape hangs. The helmet I don't mind, but these giant gauntlets, and he's just, like, I feel like his legs should be another inch or 2 longer. And just his whole torso is just way, way, way too big. But he'll look good on the shelf, you know, I'll stand him up in the background on the shelves in our regular videos, and he'll be fine. He'll be cool. And at least and that's the other thing is this scale just doesn't work for anything else that I collect, you know, 3 3/4 inch, 6 inch figures. But I'm glad that I was able to actually finally get a hold of one of these, because I'm just never going to actually pay full price for a Play Arts Kai, and I'm not going to buy a knockoff to really get a good look at it. So I'm glad I was able to check that out. Over here we've got Microman Ninja. I think this guy is from the early 2000s. He's not a vintage piece, but he still has that vintage sort of aesthetic, that vintage feel. So I grabbed this guy. He had his sword. I think he's supposed to have another sword that goes in here. And there's actually, in this little pocket on his chest, there's actually a tiny little ninja star in there, which is insane. And he's translucent, so I'm always down with translucent stuff. Over here we've got some, these, if you know anything about these, I haven't spent too much time looking them up yet, but they're hot toys. They're alien eggs. They're called Snap Kits. Aliens Snap Kits Model Series, which 2006 I think it says on there, which is neat. This is a Space Marine, just a little snap together figure. In here, this one is an alien, which I haven't put together yet. But they're just like little puzzle figures, and they're pretty well sculpted, and they're articulated somewhat. But they're Hot Toys, and maybe I just haven't been paying attention back then, but I don't recall Hot Toys ever producing stuff like this, at this figure level. I've always associated Hot Toys with the bigger stuff, the real photorealistic, movie accurate sorts of figures. So I'm curious, let me know if you've seen these things before, if you've heard of them, if you own one of them. I'm not even sure what other colors and styles they have yet. Here we've got a couple of jets, and I know they're jets because they came in a box that says jets. We got Diecast. These are the like Ertl Diecast airplanes. I love this kind of stuff back when I was a kid. Anything, man, if it had retractable landing gear on it, I was all set. I was sold. You didn't have to do anything else. But these also come with removable missiles, and I don't know. I gotta take a few minutes later and figure out who all these. There's a whole bunch of missiles here, and I got to figure out who goes with what. But we got F-15, and unfortunately, these landing gears, the springs that are in there have died a bit, so that's unfortunate. But otherwise, they're in really, really nice condition, and I'm just, like I said, I'm a sucker for airplanes with retractable landing gear, and I always liked this. F-14 is by far my favorite airplane, so I'm glad that one was in there. And then in the last, in the back here, we got Sigma 6 Firefly, who I didn't even know existed until very recently. Love the mask, love everything about it. I don't know how Firefly it looks. I think that looks more Firefly than it did with the mask on, but this, I really just dig the mask. And overall, I'm back in love with this line again. I got a couple other figures pretty recently, and I've always liked this line. And I wasn't collecting it when it was out because I was like 6 inches or 8 inches or whatever these are. There's 8 inches. Like, that's not G.I. Joe, but now I can look at it and just go like, man, it's such a fun line of figures. I love it so much. And then over here we've got 2 NECA Pacific Rim figures. I just saw some images from Comic-Con. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get out there, but of the new mechs from Pacific Rim 2, and those look cool, and obviously those toys are going to be coming out soon, and I was like, well, might as well grab these. I have the other Gypsy Danger, the one that was in, I think it came in a loot crate or something. A friend of mine sent it to me. And it's more battle damaged, and it has the rocket punch arm, so this is a slightly different version. This Striker Eureka, I believe, and unfortunately, the reason I don't buy a lot of NECA products is because they have a reputation for breaking very easily, so I'm gonna have to see if I can fix that cracked joint in there. And then lastly, where'd you go? Lastly, oh, there it is. Lastly, we have Boba Fett. This is Boba Fett number Boba Fett number 331. This comes from, the name was, I think it's Johan, Johan. I'm not sure. I assume it's pronounced Johan. But he reached out to me and said that he's a postal carrier and was out delivering the mail on a recent Sunday. I guess they do like Amazon packages or whatever on Sundays. But he was out delivering the mail on a recent Sunday, and he happened across a yard sale, found a Boba Fett, knew about the Boba Sett, reached out to me, asked me if I'd want it, and was very kind enough to send it on its way. That is number 331 for the Boba Sett. Another Boba Fett finds its retirement home, its forever home, in the Boba Sett. Anyway, that's all my flea market pickups and other miscellaneous items from recently. Thank you for watching. Please give this video a like. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Share it. Show it to your friends. Thank you. Later.